Are you live on here? Or you just commented saying you couldn't wait? But anyway, welcome. I noticed with my last live YouTube, I'm feeding my daughter breakfast, that YouTube was weird and didn't like cut out my entire introduction. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here for a second and chat for a second. Sorry for those that are watching this in replay. I really want like an engaging hook, but YouTube cut it off last time. So anyway, welcome to my cruise review live. This is the Crown Princess Alaska review that we did in August of 2023. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. I am a travel agent and a Princess Cruises expert, certified expert. Princess Cruises certified expert. There we go. It's morning. It's morning. Anyway, so I am slightly biased towards Princess, but I wanted to. Good day, Larry. Welcome. I did want to give you guys a live update review since it's somewhat easier to do some of these things live than filming and editing and all that stuff, because still putting out vlogs for this cruise, plus doing an info video every Wednesday as well. So if you're interested in checking those out, those are all posting Mondays and Fridays. Right now we're posting the cruise vlogs from our Alaska cruise, and then Wednesdays we're doing, or I'm doing, like different info vlogs, info videos. Anyway, welcome. My daughter is having some wonderful oatmeal as usual, depending on how well she wants to eat today. Anyway, so let's get started. I do have like a list of things I wanted to talk about. My daughter's also going to make lots of noises. Aaron, you want some juice? So anyway, so we were on the Crown Princess, and the ship is an older ship. Hello, Ruth. Good to see you too. It is an older ship, but they did update it. They did refurbish it. I want to say like 2021, but it's definitely dated. It is a smaller ship. You could really feel that it was a bit of an outdated ship, the Crown Princess, but I like that size. We are very much like that smaller cruise ship size people. We did the Oasis of the Seas, which I'll get around to doing a review of that one live as well, maybe next week. Princess didn't have any really great news for this week, like didn't have anything that I could really talk about Princess news. So I'm like, I'll do a review. So if next week Princess still doesn't have anything, I'll maybe do a review of our Bahamas on the Oasis of the Seas. But anyway, that's a sentence to get out in the morning. Well done. Yeah, mornings, I ramble a lot. Anyway, so Crown Princess, older ship. We really like that size though. It has like that more like intimate community feel, and we were on it for 11 nights. And I was saying to my brother, I'm like, I miss it. I miss that ship. I miss the staff. And he's like, but it was so outdated. I'm like, but it's like, it felt like family. Versus like the bigger ship, like Oasis of the Seas is like the second largest ship currently until the Icon comes in. It's the third largest ship. But either way, Emrys, don't kick the table. You're shaking everything. Ooh, it just has a much more like community feeling to it, which is what we want. We are not partiers. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. We're not like traditional partiers. We're not like needing water slides and stuff. So the ship was like perfect for us. It was small enough that it was easy to get my daughter around. My daughter has mobility issues, and so she was able to walk around a lot. I should add that to my list, the accessibility. And so she was able to walk around a lot more than on Oasis. And anyway, love the ship. The rooms, my parents sailed on this ship in 2019 or 2008, 2009. They sailed on it 2009 on the Crown Princess. Pretty sure the rooms are exactly the same. I think the only thing that they updated was the beds. Very outdated. I do have on my channel as well a room tour. We travel with my brother, so me, my daughter, and my brother. So we use the twin beds, and then because my daughter is in the room with us, we have the pull-down beds too, which is great if you want to travel with 4 people. But for us, my daughter sleeps with me, which is fine on a twin-size bed. We managed. So the beds themselves were amazing. Like we slept so good. Royal's beds, mattresses are kind of more stiff and not as nice as Princess, but Princess has been known to have nice beds. They hired like a certified sleep expert kind of person to do all their beds and stuff. So definitely their beds, amazing. The room was very outdated, but like we're not in our room enough to really care. Good sized TV. I will say that if you book a room that has those pull down beds, watch your head. All three of us hit our head multiple times on the bed, because the bed, even though it was folded up, there was like a really good size of it hanging out. Maybe it was more like this. So like that is like here when you're sitting on your bed. So yeah, lots of times we would like lie back and bang, because we'd be like sitting on the bed sideways, or like my daughter would sit up and it's like she bounces a lot, and so she'd like sit up and like start to bounce and whack her head. But other than that, like that's what we're gonna get on any ship. It just happened that the Oasis, we booked a different room, and honestly never gonna book that room again. But we're gonna have that on any ship. I don't think that's a specific like Crown Princess issue. Ruth says that sounds like they need to sort out the pull down beds. Yes, they kind of like, I feel like they kind of do need to sort out the way they do their pull down beds. And it's something that we had read about too when we had looked at like the reviews of these rooms. And it's just, I don't know how there's a better way to do it than the way they have it, because you want to fit 4 people in that room, but it's kind of hard. I don't know. Royal sometimes has a pull-out couch in some of their rooms that sleep more than 2 people. Please don't spit on me. So maybe that's the solution. Princess needs to get couches. But then Royal also has the pull-down beds too. So anyway, we'll never use it. My daughter will never be safe to sleep up there, so we just will never use it. Next on my list is staff. Oh my goodness. Princess staff. I love Princess. Their staff is phenomenal. Not to say that Royal's wasn't, but I think just having the bigger ship with Royal, they weren't as intimate. Amtrak is the same way in tight quarters. Yeah, I think it's just the layout of how they fit that many people in a small space, right? Like they kind of have to put beds where it's not super great. I mean, even like we've stayed at KOA camping cabins, and there's bunk beds, and the bunk beds have a low bunk. I kind of feel like we at least had some more space without having the bunk always down. But I don't know, maybe we would have hit our head less by having it down, and we would actually remember it. We got better by the end of the cruise, but yeah. Anyway, the staff on Princess is phenomenal. My daughter has special needs. She has mobility issues, and not that Royal didn't treat her well or anything like that. It was just there's so many people on the ship, and they're trying to do their best. And I feel like Princess isn't cutting down staffing the same way as some other cruise lines are. We still had twice a day we had our turn down service in the evening, and cleaning and whatnot. We had it twice a day. We told him don't worry about coming in the evening because we didn't personally need it. We're like, just please take out the garbage because diapers. But the staff was just phenomenal. And because they didn't have as many people to cater to, and we tend to we don't eat in the dining room, but we sit in the same area of the buffet dining area. We had the same staff knowing us and stuff like that. Even the buffet staff, there was the one lady who always served my daughter toast, and where we had an excursion and got room service instead. She's like, I missed you guys this morning. And stuff like that, just having that again, that community intimate, feeling very valued, because the staff remembers you. Even we have the privilege of using the elite lounge, the platinum and elite lounge. So we have gone up there, and the musician played songs for my daughter, and we ran into him a few times outside of that lounge, and he knew her name even. It was just, I don't know, just we don't really get that on bigger cruise ships. And again, that we're going on the Navigator of the Seas, the Jewel of the Seas, and the Adventure of the Seas. I wish I had known what I know now with, I wasn't planning on going back to Princess because of be having a child now, but I wish I had known what I know now, because I would have booked all my cruises with Princess. But my daughter, I thought, needed a baby pool. Turns out she doesn't. But anyway, I'm hoping maybe with Royal, with some of the smaller ships, we'll get that intimate feeling, because, like I said, we have 3 on smaller ships coming up, and I would like to enjoy those as much as I enjoyed my Princess ship, in terms of feeling like the staff valued us. We are also on the Harmony of the Seas. I don't know if I'm going to cancel that cruise or not yet. Haven't decided. I don't like the big ships at all. But anyway, the staff was fantastic. In terms of activities on the ship, so we did so much on this ship. It was incredible. We did karaoke. My daughter does very well with like a structured routine. She has Down syndrome and autism, so having like a set thing of we do this and we do this and we do this, she thrives off of that. And I feel like the Crown had a really good schedule for stuff, where we were able to follow a pretty good routine. Even if we had excursions, they still usually had activities at the same time. So we tend to excursion in the morning, come back for lunch, because we have dietary restrictions. So come back for lunch, and then go to our activities in the afternoon. And so karaoke was something we did almost daily. And again, that small intimate ship, I say intimate, even though it's not like it's like a Viking cruise. It's not like it's like 100 passengers. There's still like 2,000, 3,000 passengers. It's just different than the 5,000 passengers. And I guess we kind of had this on the Independence of the Seas too, but not to the extent that we found with Princess. Like, I've been on the Crown, the Caribbean Princess, maybe the Ruby. I can't remember, to be honest. But they much different feeling being on a small Princess ship than even a smaller Royal ship. So anyway, yeah, so we did karaoke every day, and it was so nice because we got to like the same people sang all the time. Sorry, my daughter's stimming on the table, so it's gonna shake. We saw the same people singing every time, and it was just nice to be like, again, having that like feeling of family on a ship. We are cruising on the Sun Princess, which is a bigger ship, for 21 days in 2025. And even though it's a bigger ship, I think because we're on it for so long, mind you, there's a switch over. We're doing back-to-back, or I can't remember what they called it, logical cruises. So we're doing back-to-back basically. And so there will be a changeover of people, but still having like longer times, and some people will come with us the whole journey. We also doing back-to-back on the Sky Princess. And so just having like those longer journeys with same people, like just having that like family feeling. But anyway, so karaoke, trivia was all the time. We aren't trivia people. We did it a few times. We're not good at it. And do you want some juice? And that kind of deters us from doing it. But we did do it. Also, like the venue, maybe this goes back to the ship, but the venues for some stuff like trivia were in the Explorers Lounge, which is a much smaller venue in terms of seating, whereas like karaoke and a lot of the other activities were in the Club Fusion. Club Fusion was our home during that cruise. We spent so much time in there. And they also had a kids event in the Piazza. I didn't realize how many kids were on board the ship until we went to that event, and it was jam-packed. They had lots of activities, but that was an event that didn't really do much for us. My daughter has special needs, like I said, and they just didn't know how to cater to her. So it was like, here's a line of 40 kids that you need to wait in line for to do this thing that she couldn't even do. And then it's like, you have to do the activities in order to win prizes, because you have to earn your stuff. And then because of that, kids were just hopping back in line after. So it wasn't like, okay, I can just wait for a while and then be able to hop into the line. It was like the line never ended, because as soon as the kid was done, they would go back in the line. So we kind of explored it. I took some video. That vlog is coming out Friday, I believe. But it was very busy. And so that's where I feel like we are weird cruisers, because we do more adult activities than kids activities, just because my daughter is an old lady trapped in a little kid's body. So that was an event that if you have kids would have been good, but for us it was like, hey, we're just avoiding the Piazza. We walked through, we grabbed a bag of popcorn, and that was it. There was lots of speakers. They had stuff like Puppies in the Piazza, which again was apparently extremely busy. We missed it. I don't remember what we were doing. Maybe we were napping. But Princess always has like a something in the Piazza, which Piazza is like their big central area. Royal has like a promenade. And so I thought we were going to miss having a big long promenade, because when we switched from Princess to Royal initially, that was something that we really loved, was having this nice like mall like thing to walk through. But honestly, I like the Piazza more now, especially with my daughter. She can't take off on me in the same way. It's much more organized and compact and contained. So if there's something happening, you can just go on above deck and watch from there. Whereas with the Piazza, or with the promenade, it's like if something's happening over here, you kind of need to get over there to be able to see it. But anyway, they had the Puppies in the Piazza, which I think for the Caribbean, they have like parrots in the Piazza. Like they always seem to have something going on. We missed it, but we didn't intentionally miss it, but I heard it was very busy. The Naturalist, with Alaska, you have a specialist who is well-versed in the nature of Alaska, and so she was on board giving some talks. Those talks thankfully were recorded, so I actually watched some of her talks on the TV in the stateroom, because we just couldn't get to all the talks. But it was great to have her on board. There was never a time where we were like, we have nothing to do. Most of the time it was like, okay, I want to go do this, you want to go do that, okay, we'll meet up soon. It was very, very busy. Or we were just like, hey, there's stuff going on, but my daughter needs a break, so let's go back to the stateroom for a bit, or let's go to Club Fusion. There's just ballroom dancing music in Club Fusion. Let's go there. She can run around a little bit, get some energy out. We forgot all about the kids club because we went there the first day to like check it out, and they were like, oh yeah, come up here anytime. You can come join any of the activities with her, which is different than Royal. Royal said we could not join in. As an adult, I could not join in on the activities, which I get it for safety's sake, having a random stranger in there. But Princess was much more like, no, come join our activities, crafts and stuff like that. Or she can always just come up here and hang out, run around with me, because she needs one-on-one supervision. I am looking forward to on the Sun. The Sun has the Firefly Park, which is an actual designated play area. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, so I know I'm rambling lots and this is getting long already, but please subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm doing lots of videos, especially if you are interested in Princess. I'm trying to keep a balance between doing Princess specific videos, because like I said, I am a Princess Cruises certified expert. So I am well versed in Princess, and I just did my Alaska certified expert training as well. So I am well versed in Princess. So if you're looking for Princess specific videos, please subscribe. I'm trying to do like more like beginner cruiser stuff as well. So even if you're not cruising with Princess, I'm hoping to add some value as like first time cruiser kind of stuff as well. And then I'm doing lives like this, which will mostly be Princess Cruise News, just because that's where I'm at. And like I said, I'm also a travel agent. I can book some cruises for you if you're interested. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, so subscribe, like this video if you're liking it so far, and let's keep going. Next on my list, I need to take a breath and a drink. Let's do that. Let's do that. Mama's talking too much, too fast. Okay, so entertainment. This was somewhere that we didn't like on our Bahamas cruise. I think it helped doing 2 cruises with 2 different lines so close together, because our previous cruises have been years ago. So getting back into cruising consistently and having my daughter's first 2 cruises be so close together. But we found with Royal, this isn't meant to be a Royal versus Princess. I should do a Royal versus Princess, but entertainment was lacking on the Oasis of the Seas. Princess blew our minds. Like, they were so good. And again, it helped with that routine, because my daughter needs a routine. So for her, it was like, okay, we go have supper, we go to a show, we go to dancing. Like, we had a very set structure with her, and she thrived because of that. So there were shows every night. Some of the shows, like Magic to Do, we didn't really like, but then like the Blame It on the Disco was fantastic. What other ones were there? Emrys. There was She Will Rock You, We went to 2 of her shows. We only missed a show once, and that was because we were so exhausted. We had a pianist. We had just so many amazing shows. We also had stuff like Deal or No Deal. There was that twice during the cruise. I kind of regret not participating. We went and watched, which was entertaining in itself, but I was like, maybe I should have bought a ticket. Especially I had onboard credit. So I'm like, I could have used my onboard credit and just got 1 ticket. But just going and watching Deal or No Deal. They also had like the Love and Marriage show. I don't know what they called it, but that was in the Explorers Lounge. So it was very busy, and so we didn't really watch that. But they had a lot of game shows and activities going on, which was fantastic. We also had the band every night called Ocean Club, and they were like the Crown Princess band. They were phenomenal. They were great in terms of like their music. They had like a different like theme of music every night. Good variety. They also were just fantastic with my daughter. Like my daughter has no boundaries, traveling beyond her boundaries. And so there's times where she is like, I have to restrain her from climbing up on stages and stuff like that. But they were very good about like not being like, get this kid out of here. And it helps that she's cute. But they were just really good and lively, and often we were the only ones on the dance floor for parts. So just, I don't know, just their attitude. We actually got a picture with the one singer, but just amazing. And they also had theme parties in the Piazza. Often the Ocean Club did those parties. We went to the ones that the Ocean Club was doing. The Ocean Club was playing in Club Fusion most of the time. But we also were in the Piazza for the 70s disco party, which Club Fusion or Ocean Club was doing in the Piazza. That is on our Juno day, I think. And then we also had an ABBA party, which if you're new to my channel, my daughter, for some reason, obsessed with ABBA. And it was funny because I had said to the singer of the Ocean Club, I was like, she was saying something about music. And I'm like, actually, my daughter doesn't know modern music. She doesn't care about modern music. She actually is a fan of ABBA. And then we got back to our stateroom, and it said ABBA party for the following night. Sadly, they were not playing that. That was like the DJ was doing that. But having those theme parties, especially ABBA party. But again, demographics, like Princess tends to be an older crowd, and that suits us better. And also the Klondike party. The Klondike party was amazing fun. They actually had the singers and the entertainers from like the shows actually there doing some stuff and some dances and whatnot. And that was the Ocean Club was performing for that. But yeah, just I think that was on the day we went to Ketchikan. So that will be on Friday's vlog as well. But yeah, so they just were fantastic with their entertainment. They had such a good variety. And what I love is like their parties aren't like a bunch of drunk people partying. It's much more, I don't want to say sophisticated because it's still like a dance party, but it's a lot more people like actually dancing, actually like being more mature. And that's more what we like. We're not carnival cruisers at all. Even Royal is a little too much for us now. We much more preferred like just sit around and listen to music and then occasionally dance. Anyway, I wrote down accessibility. So this is an area that was a little bit harder with Princess than I would have liked. My daughter's in diapers, and I know Princess does not cater to families very well, but having a change table in the accessibility bathroom would have been fantastic, because what I had to do was I had to pull out the change mat and change her on the floor, which is not the greatest. Also, the accessible bathrooms did not have buttons to open the doors. With Royal, we just went, we hit a button, the door would open for us, which is great because my daughter is usually in a mobility device stroller. And so there was none of that. And I'm like, these doors are heavy. And if you were in a wheelchair or you had a walker or you had any mobility issues and you're using the accessible bathrooms, how are you even getting into them. So Princess do better. Adds maybe they'd have done better. Like I said, this is an older ship. Maybe they have done better on like the Sky and the Sun and Discovery and stuff like that. But are you gonna eat the oatmeal? But it was just one of those things where it's like accessibility was lacking, unfortunately, with that. The tender and disembarking at ports was fantastic. It was a smooth process. They now have, I'm going to talk a little bit more, but like the medallions, so you scan that. Easy. Tender process was very well organized. If you don't know what a tender is, basically, well, one, go check out my lingo video, but two, it's like it's lifeboats usually, and it's for when they have to dock offshore, then you hop in the tender, and then you get driven on these little boats to your port. So for us, we had that twice. Once because there was too many ships in port in Juneau, and then Skagway we had it because of the rock slide a few years ago. It wasn't safe where we had to dock for us to get off and just walk along that area. So the ship that was parked behind us, which I think was a Celebrity, they were actually making everyone get in a shuttle bus to drive them past that area. So that was just as inconvenient in my opinion. But the tendering process was very smooth. You just went and you got your tender ticket at the Wheelhouse Bar, and then you went to wherever they told you to go, which for us was the Princess Theater, and then they just call your group. So it's like, okay, the pink group number 1, okay, come with me, we're all gonna go. We had excursions booked, so that was helpful because we got on the first tenders both times. We were in the first group, so that was good. But even like disembarking was smooth, all that stuff, no issues. The ports in general were fantastic. We went to Sitka, Icy Strait Point, Skagway, I'm gonna forget some stuff, Juneau, Ketchikan, Victoria. Feel like I'm probably missing something, but the ports were very safe. That was a huge thing for us. Coming from Caribbean, Bahamas, cruising, we've never really just walked around ports very much. We did kind of in Puerto Rico, but we're just not used to being like totally fine and doing our own thing. And with Alaska, we were like, we could totally do that for every port we went to. So the ports in general, very safe, we were lucky and had very beautiful weather. The scenery, gorgeous. Lots of wildlife and whatnot, with whales and those birds, eagles. My brain is mush. So there was very good ports during this itinerary. Our excursions were phenomenal. If you haven't been watching our vlogs, we did the train ride in Skagway. We did the, what's it called? The rainforest, my daughter's getting fussy now. The rainforest and glacier in Juneau, and then coming up on Friday, you're gonna see the Ketchikan duck boat tour. Oh my goodness, loved all the tours. We tend to do mobility friendly excursions because my daughter's mobility issues. So we need to pick things that we can do with her stroller. And yeah, they were phenomenal. So coming up to one of the things that wasn't so great was the food. Mind you, Princess just announced that they have a vegan menu coming, which me and my daughter are vegan. My brother's not, so he had a different experience with food. We could not eat vegan on this cruise ship. We ate vegetarian, but even then I was like, does this have meat in it? And they're like, let me ask someone. Oh wait, they don't know either. Need to ask someone else. Oh wait, they don't know. Like, it was very much like nobody knew what they were serving. There was also, being a smaller ship, smaller options. And so it was kind of just a struggle to get food that wasn't gonna, like, dairy isn't great for me and my daughter. So like some of it was like, I cannot eat any more dairy because I'm not feeling great. So that was kind of an issue. My brother, who is not vegan or vegetarian, he even said that like the options were kind of limited, and again, smaller ship, older ship. But he was kind of disappointed because it was like, hey, great, I'm having the same thing again because there's nothing else. So Princess could have done a lot better. I feel like with the bigger ships or the newer ships like the Sky, I've seen different outcomes for what food they have. So hopefully that will be the case when we go on the Sky and the Sun. But yeah, the dining room now has a vegan menu. I'm hoping they will move that vegan food also into the buffet, which Royal, when we were on Royal, the vegan menu was fantastic. The Princess vegan menu is like, meh, whatever, but at least we can eat vegan. And then some of the options are also in the buffet. And we even saw stuff in the buffet that was vegan that wasn't on the vegan menu. So when we go in, me and my daughter are going to Mexico with Royal in December. And so with that cruise, we're just going to buffet it. A buffet works better for her. When she wants to eat, she wants to eat. She doesn't eat on a schedule. One thing is when she's hungry, she's hungry. She tends to do better with schedule for some things, but more the routine than the timing. The one thing I will say with food that Princess was amazing for was food delivery. So when we went, there was no cost. Now there's a $14.99 one-time fee per person that orders, which me and my brother were ordering separately. So at first we were like, hey, well, let's try to order together because then we would only have to pay the one fee. But now it's like, no, it was totally worth it. They did have like peanut butter and jam sandwiches, so I eat that a lot. They had veggie burgers, French fries. You could get pizza. Sadly, the pizza, the only thing you can do was order a whole pizza, but whatever. And their pizza wasn't fantastic. I wish they had more like options sometimes, but for the most part, it was fine. The one thing that kind of was annoying with this was sometimes you didn't get what you ordered, and it's like, really? Or they gave you weird things. Like even I ordered, because I had onboard credit, I don't usually drink anything other than water on a cruise or like juice in the morning when it's free. But I had onboard credit, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna order like a vanilla latte or whatever latte with, they had like soy milk and oat milk. So I'm like, let me do that. And I ordered one that was supposed to be large, and I wanted it in like a to-go cup because it was Glacier Day and my daughter was running around and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with like a glass mug. And I got it, and it was small in a mug. And I was like, that's not what I paid for. So there were some things like that. Even like my brother ordered a hot chocolate, and like you can choose on the app what temperature you wanted. So he asked for it to be a little bit cooler, and he got it, and he's like, it was burning my mouth. And so like stuff like that where it wasn't really, they weren't really paying attention to what you were ordering is kind of annoying, especially if they're then going to charge $14.99 for you to do it. And then, I mean, like the drinks, we had to pay for those drinks that then weren't what we wanted. But that was, that might have been a Crown issue, not a Princess issue. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. But we will definitely be paying that $14.99, both of us, because it's well worth the convenience, especially like if it was just me and my brother, whatever, because it's like, okay, I want food, let me just go run up to Salty Dog Grill and pick up some fries. But with my daughter, it's like, no, she wants food, she wants fries, let me just order it. It was usually pretty fast. And yeah, so we'll definitely be taking advantage of that in the future. So last thing I want to talk about here during the review is the medallions. So Princess has switched from cruise cards to medallions, which are wearable technology. These things are a game changer. This is one thing that my brother and I have talked about where we're like, we have Royal Cruises and there's no medallion, whatever will we do? We can't get food delivered, we can't track each other, I have to find my room key to get in the room. The wearable technology is incredible. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on just the technology and what it does. But seriously, if you're looking at the WOW band for Royal, don't buy it. We did that, and the only thing it was good for was opening our door. The medallion, on the other hand, which is complimentary, you get a lanyard for free. We bought accessories for it because we are cruising with Princess so much, and our future cruises as we book will all be with Princess now. We have converted back to Princess. They've made amazing changes because the last Princess cruise I was on, there was no medallion. Their entertainment was lacking, or their activities was lacking. Their entertainment was great. There was just a lot of things with Princess, and also our style of cruising has changed, and what we do is changed. But anyway, wearable technology, amazing. It is game changer. It's so nice for them to just be able, you can order whatever you want, and they come and bring it to you. and it's just that convenience of not needing to go somewhere. I don't know, it's weird. I do wish there was a little bit more options in terms of some of the drinks. We don't drink, but occasionally it's like, oh, I want a non-alcoholic pina colada. Well, there's not that on the list. Same with the food stuff. It's like, well, here's the same options. It's the same options all the time. Pizza by the slice would have been nice, but I get kind of maybe why they're doing it by the whole pizza. I will say, Emrys ordered, my daughter, who does not understand technology, ordered food. Thankfully, she only ordered free food, but we had ordered food to our room one night, and then my daughter's obsessed with phones because they're shiny. She has no clue what a phone actually does. She likes the shininess of the screen. So she was playing with it. She was stimming on my phone after I had ordered our food. And so we got our food, we were eating, we finished up, and then we get hear a knock on the door, and it's more food, and we're like, no, we already got our order. And they're like, they said our name, and yep, that's us. No, we have an order for you. It's like, we already got our food. And they're like, okay. And they left. And then I'm like, let me see my phone, because that's so weird, because it was like half of the order that we had ordered. So it wasn't even like the full order of what we ordered. So it wasn't like they were resending what we had already eaten. And anyway, I had looked, and yeah, sure enough, there was an order for what they had brought. And yeah, my daughter had ordered extra room service. So I felt bad about that, because it was like, wait, we could have just taken the food and we would have eaten it, like saved it for later kind of thing. But it was our mistake. So watch your kids. Don't let them order randomly. But yeah, so overall, this cruise, I was asked in my last live which of my cruises has been my favorite. By far, Alaska. Feel like if you like nature in any way, if you want like a calm, relaxing kind of cruise, but you still want some like nice sightseeing and stuff, Alaska is fantastic. Princess, I biased towards Princess, so really love the service, and now, like I said, the technology, and just, I don't know, I know they've been in the news a lot lately for like nickel and diming for some stuff, but they're still better than a lot of cruise lines, in my opinion, and the value is there. Like we get so much more out of our Princess cruises than we do with any other cruise line, especially with like cruise lines like Royal now. Royal is getting ridiculously expensive. I don't go for deals and cheap, but they're kind of pricing us out. And I think a lot of that's to do with having so many new ships that are just ridiculously expensive. So yeah, so we're kind of loyal to Princess more than anything. But anyway, I wanted to wrap up this live with talking about Black Friday. So Black Friday is coming up. I do not have any deals announced for Princess at this time. I believe Celebrity has announced some. Sorry, I'm letting my daughter come out because she's bugging me to come out. Celebrity, I think, has announced some deals. Royal might have. I haven't really checked that much. But if you are looking to book a cruise during Black Friday sales and you're looking to book it with a travel agent, which is what I highly recommend, I do have some slots open for booking some cruises with me for Black Friday. I mean, I have some slots in general, but if you're specifically looking for Black Friday, those are harder for me to accommodate for, because it is a specific time of the year and needing to have the time to plan and book those. So if you are looking specifically to book a Black Friday, Cyber Monday cruise and you want to book it with me, travelingbeyondboundaries.com, go over to book a cruise, fill out that form, and that way we can start planning. So that way when the deals are announced, when the booking is opened, then, oh my gosh, Emrys, then we can book it on that day. Another thing is I do have a cruise planning checklist if you are looking to book your own cruise, that you can get by signing up for my newsletter, travelingbeyondboundaries.com. It's right on the first page. You can get that, sign up for the newsletter. I plan on starting that soon with having like weekly deals and whatnot showing. So that way, if you do want to book your own cruise, you can do it through there. In terms of cruise lines, I book with all cruise lines. Obviously, Princess is my preferred. Royal, Celebrity, Holland America, Cunard, Seaboard, and sometimes Silver Seas. But Viking, depending on what you're looking for, those are the ones that Disney, I book with most. I don't tend to book. Carnival is one that I won't book with. MSC, I don't book with. Norwegian, I don't book with. I prefer not to. So sorry if those are your lines that you're looking for. Norwegian, I'm willing to book with. Too many people not having great experiences. Same with Carnival. I won't book with Carnival, so sorry if that's what you're looking for. Also, if you booked a cruise and you're looking to have a travel agent take it over, travel agents will cost you money. If a travel agent is charging you money, it's probably like a planning fee. I do not charge any fees for booking cruises with me, so don't worry about paying any fees. But if you do book a cruise and you're like, actually, I would rather transfer this to a travel agent who can take care of things. I've had some clients lately that have done that, and then I've caught mistakes, like major boarding issue mistakes. So they lucked out by transferring it to me. But anyway, if you're looking to do that, usually the window is 30 or 60 days depending on the cruise line, but I can definitely help you out with that as well. If you book a cruise and you're like, actually, I'd rather have Michelle take that over and take care of that for me, and help me with all that stuff, more than happy to do that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe and like. Oh my goodness, my child is wild, and this is why we only do lives once a week. Yeah, and it's during breakfast when she's usually restrained, but the end is long for her. Anyway, there you go. There's my review of my Alaska Princess Cruise in 41 minutes. Sorry it's long. Sorry for those that were like, I just want a quick summary of Alaska, and you're watching this in post in like the replay mode. But anyway, thank you. Love you all. See you guys later. Next week, hopefully Princess will have news. Otherwise, I will do, oh, what am I doing? Or I will do the review of my Bahamas cruise, which there's not so many best parts of that one. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.